I am Thoth, the ever-seeing, the hand that remembers. Before gods rose I was. After stars fall I remain. I do not shape the tale, I etch it into the bones of time. From the first word to the final silence I bear witness. So listen well, seeker of truths, for this is not the beginning. It is the recalling. It was not always called the fog. Before names, before language itself, it drifted. And where it drifted, silence followed. There is a place beyond definition, a seam in the quiltwork of reality where meaning unravels. From there the fog came, or rather, it was brought. The cause? Something. No, not a metaphor, not a mystery. I speak literally. Something. A presence without shape or form, wearing masks stolen from every world it's ever touched. Something moves not to explore, not to conquer, but to consume, not out of hunger, but curiosity so vast it collapses civilizations. A walking question with no answer. An entity that simply wants more. The fog is its echo, its trail. Where something passes, the fog remains. The fog does not spread like smoke. It does not waft, creep, or drift. It appears, and where it appears, reality bends to make room. You see, the fog is not mist. It is not weather. It is not gas. It is not even alive. But it remembers life. It is a container, but not one with limits. A vault for everything. Something has found worth taking. Memories, machines, magic, emotions, time loops, small towns, broken promises, weapons, entire languages, entire people. Whole civilizations evaporated and stored somewhere inside its impossible folds. Where the fog goes, rules die. You may swing a sword, and it may turn into a flute mid-swing. You may blink, and when you open your eyes, you are 10 years older and your name is not your own. You may fire a gun and hear a lullaby. The fog does not follow cause and effect. It follows something's will. The first theft. No record remains of the first world taken. Not even I can tell you its name. It was stolen too completely, but I know the silence that followed. I know the way stars blinked out in morning. That first reality cracked like glass under a whisper. Not because it was weak, but because it was noticed. Something took its oceans, its geometry, its gods. What remained was fog. It was not called the fog then. It was called a miracle, then a curse, then unknown phenomenon A23, then finally the fog. Each name came from a world that saw it, tried to name it, and was devoured. And always, just beyond the edge, observers glimpsed a figure walking calmly at its center. Never rushing, never running, just arriving. Something. Why does it steal? A child asks why fire burns, a god asks why entropy spreads. A writer may ask why stories must end. I ask why something steals, and I know this steals because it can. Something does not hate. It does not want power in the way tyrants do. It wants pieces. A fragment of a painter's madness from a lost earth. A sliver of time from a dying star's orbit. The last words of a language never written down. A war that ended before it began. And so the fog carries these things. All of them. Layered on top of each other. Endlessly shifting. Time folds in the fog, space implodes, physics turns to metaphor, and if you walk far enough inside it, you may find a piece of your own world, echoing faintly, a street corner, a laugh, a smell from childhood, not because you imagined it, but because something took it long ago. The fog is a museum of stolen truths, except the exhibits scream when you touch them. How does it work? The question assumes logic. The fog was never built to be understood. It is a tool for a mind that never saw the need to build rules before breaking them. Imagine a bag with no bottom. Now imagine that bag eats the world. Imagine you breathe in air and out comes forgotten music. Imagine you throw a rock into the fog and a version of yourself throws it back, older, bleeding, whispering warnings too late. The fog isn't just a medium, it's a mechanism, a living storage of concepts, objects, and beings. But it doesn't simply hold them, it scrambles them, adapts them. It digests realities the way forests absorb corpses, slowly but creatively. In one world, it ate the moon. In another, it took childhood itself. In yours, it has not yet arrived. Not fully, but it always starts the same. The cold, the whisper, the forgetting. Who can stop it? Every world asks. Few survive long enough to learn. The answer is cruel in its elegance. You do not stop the fog, you survive it, and even that is rare. There are those who walk into the fog willingly. There are those born from it. There are even a few who bargain with it. Mad beings who offer stories, souls, or secrets in exchange for survival. Some call them echoed, others fog-born. I know them as wounded things, walking contradictions, half themselves, gifted fragments of what was taken. One such creature may walk beside your hero now, or inside them. If you see the fog, you must ask not what is it taking, but rather what has already been taken that I can no longer remember, because you will forget. The fog erases as it steals. It does not leave trauma, it leaves absence. Holes in thought, empty picture frames, a laugh you know you've heard but can't place, a city that no longer appears on maps. You cannot fight something. You can only recognize when its shadow passes near. And the fog is that shadow. And I am Thoth. I remember what you forget, and I will tell you stories until the fog takes me too.
Woo!